Hi everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the wild world of corporate finance. And today we've got a fresh filing from ELUTIA Inc. that might just be a little more interesting than your average Tuesday. So what's the big deal with ELUTIA Inc. today? Well, they're back with a routine report, but it gives us a peek into how they're shuffling their debt and what that means for their financial game plan. This report is all about ELUTIA Inc. and it focuses on a recent agreement they made about their credit, specifically a Fifth Amendment to a credit agreement. Think of it like updating the terms of borrowing money. This Fifth Amendment is to a credit agreement that was originally signed way back in August 2022. This new amendment is basically tweaking the existing loan arrangement. Now, the core of this credit agreement, the SWK facility, is a senior secured term loan, and the total amount for this loan is $25 million. This is the main pot of money they're working with. So what's changing with this amendment? Well, one of the big things is they're capitalizing interest payments. This means instead of paying the interest that was due in August 2025 right then and there, they're adding it to the total amount they owe on the loan. It's like rolling that interest into the principal balance. They're also dealing with some fees associated with this amendment. There's a $50,000 amendment fee that was actually agreed upon back in June. And additionally, there's another $10,000 amendment fee related to this specific new amendment that's being processed. So in total, there are fees changing hands because of these updated loan terms. This next part is really important because it tells us that these changes create new financial obligations for ELUTIA Inc. When they capitalize interest and pay fees, it directly impacts the amount of money they owe and how their financial picture looks on paper, especially concerning this loan. But finally, like any good report, they're listing out their exhibits. The most important one here is Exhibit 10, which is the actual Fifth Amendment document we've been talking about. Think of it as the full legal contract detailing everything. They also have Exhibit 104, which is the cover page formatted for electronic filing. The report is signed off by Matthew Ferguson, ELUTIA Inc.'s Chief Financial Officer on August 20, 2025. This confirms it's an official filing from the company's finance team. So what does this all mean for ELUTIA Inc.? Well, on the surface, this is a move to manage their existing debt. Often companies do this to improve cash flow flexibility in the short term by deferring immediate interest payments. However, by capitalizing interest and adding it to the principal, the total amount they owe increases and they'll end up paying more interest over the life of the loan. It's a trade-off between immediate liquidity and long-term cost. This filing doesn't give us the juicy financial tables we sometimes see. But remember, this is a current report form 8K, often used for significant events. So while we don't have a full earnings breakdown here, the adjustment to their credit agreement tells us they're actively managing their debt structure. We need to look at their more comprehensive quarterly or annual reports to see the broader financial health. But this amendment is a piece of that puzzle. The fact that they're amending their credit agreement suggests they're either facing some pressure or actively planning for future financial operations by restructuring their borrowing costs. It's a common strategy, but it's always important to watch how these kinds of adjustments play out in the long run and whether they lead to more sustainable financial footing or just kicking the can down the road. It's a bit like optimizing your mortgage, but on a corporate scale. Alright, that's our breakdown of ELUTIA Inc.'s latest filing. What's your take on these debt adjustments and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives into corporate filings. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.